Hello and welcome to our special program in this specific series on science which we have been carrying on. Today the focus will be on the met sciences, that's the weather sciences, meteorological sciences, and we have with us a panel of four guests out here on the dais. Let me introduce, we'll start with Dr. P.R. Baidya. He is the head of earthquake monitoring and services in Indian Meteorological Department, and then we have Dr. M. Mohapatra. He is head of cyclone warning division in the IMD. We also have Dr. B.P. Yadav. He is the man in charge of weather forecasting in the IMD. Also we have with us Dr. S.D. Kotal, who heads the division which deals with numerical predictions as far as weather forecasting is concerned. Now as far as weather sciences or science of weather or meteorological sciences is concerned, this is something which is not new to our country. If you look at the brief history or recent past, we will find out that this is something which was mentioned in the ancient scriptures as well. And as far as IMD, the premier institution in our country which is responsible for giving us predictions as far as weather or climatic conditions, be it severe or normal, those are concerned, that is something which is being taken care of by the IMD since 1875. So almost more than say 60 to 70 years even before we got our independence. So 125 glorious years, I guess, Mr. Mohapatra, Dr. Yadav, more than 125 glorious years for as far as IMD is concerned.
True, yes. India Meteorological Department was established in 1875 after a series of cyclones and droughts in 60s and 70s. Then the first report to the government of India was H.F. Blandford, and thereon till today we have had a history of we can say glorified past. When not only we are observing the weather, we are observing almost every point on the earth in India, the weather through our observations. Then we are making all types of forecast, whether it is rain forecast, fog forecast, thunderstorms, squalls, cyclones, heavy rainfall, snowfall, all types of severe weather warnings we are issuing. Apart from this, no science can sustain without research. So we have done a lot of research in the field of meteorology to improve the accuracy of our forecast. And in addition to this observation, the forecast, the extreme weather warnings, we have a specialized seismological division.
A number of things which the IMD is into. It's not only about predicting as to when it is going to rain in Delhi or maybe in Pune or maybe in Mumbai as well. Let me also introduce the number of students which we have with us. Those are drawn from both school as well as colleges. We have students who have been studying the science streams as well as those who are not from the science stream, but they seem to be equally interested as far as the phenomena of weather or the phenomena of weather forecast is concerned. I'll come to you guys a little later. Let me first ask a question to the panel on your behalf, something which I guess most of us would want to know in layman's term. Dr. Yadav, what is weather science, or what is the science of weather?
First of all, science of weather means measuring the current status of the atmosphere in terms of various elements, whether it is temperature, whether it is pressure, whether it is wind speed, whether it is wind direction, humidity, cloud amount, all types of elements. When we measure it at a particular point at a particular time for a particular location, it is called weather. And then science of weather means the forecast of the weather. When we apply this current weather, the current state of the atmosphere into the future state of the atmosphere, how it will be, how there will be change in the wind direction or the pressure or the temperature, and whether it will result in rain or cyclone or no cyclone, thunderstorm or no thunderstorm. This all depends, this is all the science of meteorology. Applying the current state and measuring the current state of atmosphere, then applying various tools through satellites, through radars, through numerical prediction center.
I'm pretty sure that the public does have a lot of opinion about weather forecasting is concerned. Yes, Dr. Mohapatra.
as the student communities are available here, they are carrying out many experiments in their laboratories. I just want to say here, nature is the biggest laboratory available with us, and India Meteorological Department does not carry out any experiments. We just only observe the experiments carried out by the nature itself. And here we say the nature, here nature consists of the atmosphere and earth and the ocean. So all the combined experiments carried out by all these three components of the system, earth system systems, are minutely observed with a very good network of observational systems established by India Meteorological Department over the years. And after these observations, as you know, in the scientific experiments, we have got three components: observations, then analysis, then inference. And based on inference, India Meteorological Department provides the forecast.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now that's an emphatic statement, I must say, a very important one, when he says that the IMD doesn't carry out any experiments. It just observes the experiments being created in the world's biggest laboratory. That's the nature. The experiments which are being carried out by the nature. So do we have any questions in the beginning of the program for the panel as far as the initial comments are concerned about science being science of weather being about observing nature's experiments? Okay, we have one friend out here. Please. Yeah, we can.
So what are the developments in the earthquake forecast department? As we have been knowing that the earthquakes, they are quite unpredictable. They have always been very unpredictable. So what are the developments that have been coming up?
Okay, Dr. Veda, a straight question to you.
Yeah, actually, as far as the prediction is concerned, earthquake prediction is very difficult, and present science scenario actually, it is we can say that it is not possible, because for predicting an earthquake we require very reasonable accuracy to say that the earthquake will occur at this particular point, at this time, as well as with this magnitude, size. So all of these three parameters with a reasonable degree of accuracy is not possible at present. But still research is going on, and we are actually at presently some program have been launched in which we are trying to see which are the precursors which can be used for predicting the earthquake. So we are in the very beginning stage of this stage of prediction.
Dr. Vaidya, I have a supplementary question out there, and that is that my friend out here was right. This is one of the concerns, which is a major concern, that we cannot yet we cannot find out a mechanism to sort of predict in a have a comfortable advance prediction as far as earthquake, the most dangerous natural phenomena, if you can say so.
See the casualty worldwide, nearly 50 to 60%, maybe 55. That casualty is formed due to the earthquakes. Not possible. I will use a word. Not possible at present actually.
And what are we looking at as far as the trends go and the researchers go?
No, research we are seeing that in a particular seismotectonic scenario in that area actually, what are the parameters which can be used for the prediction? Okay. That is on the initial stage, we can say.
So that's in the initial stage, but a very important aspect and a very important topic, I must say, as far as this particular point is concerned. Anybody else who has a question? Yes, I do have two hands out there. Please. Okay, let's go one by one. Yes.
Hello, sir. I have a question a little about the Indian Meteorological Department.
Okay, great.
An honest analysis of our country's department, Indian Meteorological Department. Where do you think does it stand as compared to other nation, technology-wise?
Okay, let me pass that on to Dr. Yadav, since as I was saying earlier that the IMD has been on the receiving side of many jokes.
It's true. Maybe it was true. I will say like that, to be on the other side of the joke of people. But let me tell you that meteorology is a very complex and difficult science, and so more in the tropical countries. So when you compare India Meteorological Department performance, please bear in mind that we are a tropical country around the equator, where we have oceans, where we have deserts, where we have Himalaya covering our country. So the prediction becomes too much complex for tropical country like India, being geographically placed like we are at now. Secondly, the predictions or the forecast of Indian Meteorological Department, I will not say we are at the top of the world, but we are at par with all the developing or the developed nations as far as the weather forecast for our country is concerned. There is a different science for forecasting extratropical weathers in the European countries. There is totally different science for forecasting of weather across countries which are lying near to the equator. We have modernized our observation system completely. we are at world level, at par with the world level in technology regarding observation, regarding transmission, regarding analysis, the forecast, the numerical models, the communication and the computation power, because so much of observations are being taken. If you analyze them manually, not possible, so we have to have fast computers. That we are there. We are the best in analyzing as human resource power for analyzing the current state of atmosphere into the prognosis for the forecast. Yes, there are failures sometimes, but I am sure over the past years you must have felt yourself that there is a tremendous improvement in the accuracy of the weather forecast, when it will rain, when it will not rain, how much it will rain, and when it start, when it will cease, whether it is weather forecast, whether it is cyclone forecast, whether it is monitoring of the earthquake. We are able to inform you within few minutes that the earthquake has occurred at any part of the globe, not only India. So we are improving, you can say, meteorological agency. Lots of improvement has been done last 10 years, and going by the pace of and the support from the government, our ministry, we are sure that if there are any limitations, we will overcome it very soon.
And as Dr. Mohapatra was pointing it out, that this becomes difficult since the laboratory is not ours, it's nature's laboratory. Yes, I can take one more question before we go into the break. Yes, friend. Yes, can we pass on the mic, please? Yeah.
Hello sir, the major problem with disaster management has been awareness. So what I would like to know, what are the IMD's future plans to reach out to the people, as sir said, to create awareness among the people? What are the future plans?
Dr. Mohapatra, since this is about, you head the Cyclone department, so why don't go ahead?
So in general, when we talk of the disaster management, it consists of several steps. The initial step is the hazard analysis and detections. Next one is the preparedness. The third one is the early warning system, and fourth one is the prevention and mitigation. If you just compare various steps involved in the disaster management, early warning system is one of the major component. There is a survey over the South Asian region. It is found that early warning system is the major component for this region. It is because the socio-economic condition of this region cannot be changed overnight. But however, if you can increase the efficiency of early warning system, including the awareness of the public and disaster managers, then you can sufficiently reduce the loss of lives and properties. So just one example is cyclone Phylline. If you just compare the 99 super cyclone in Odisha and Phylline cyclone in 2013, the death toll has been reduced from 10,000 to about 21.
So that
is the miracle.
It's about spreading awareness as well. Yeah, it's about informing people well in advance, being prepared.
No, then I'll come to that point. When we talk of the early warning system, it has again several components. First component is that the detection. If you are able to detect each and every disaster, then that is the first milestone we have achieved. That we have done in India Meteorological Department. No cyclone or no major disaster in the North Indian Ocean or Indian region has gone unnoticed since 1960 at least.
Okay, great. So what we'll do is we'll take a short break out here, and when we come back we'll continue our discussion with the panel on the issue of cyclone, as well as we also have Dr. Kotal with us with a very important aspect, that's the numerical predictions. But before that, let's take a short break. Welcome back. We have the distinguished panel of guests from the IMD with us, and before we went into the break we were talking about the issue of cyclone, and our friend out there had a question as to why can't we go ahead and inform, or rather spread awareness among the people as to what is required, what can be what can keep us more prepared about it. So is that one of the points which you believe can be really important, Dr. Mohapatra?
Yeah, that is one of the most important point, because after all the disaster management does not depend only on the warning generator. Disaster management is the combined approach by the warning generator, warning receivers and general public and the media as a whole. If all together work, then they can fight with disasters and loss of life and property can be minimized.
So it's a sort of a teamwork, you're saying.
Yes,
let me come to Dr. Kotal. Dr. Kotal, you've been maintaining a very dignified silence since beginning, since the topic which you deals with, the department which you heads, is something which might be a little difficult for the general public like us to understand. So can you slightly give us in detail as to what exactly is numerical prediction? What does it do?
NWP, it stands for numerical weather prediction. It is an objective technique there are various other techniques, but this is objective techniques. We use various equations. These are called primitive equations. There are 7 equations we used to present the atmospheric condition and also the evolution of the atmosphere in future time. So these are only objective. So by these equations we can predict objectively the forecast value at any time. So there is no subjective technique.
So it's basically using the science of maths sort
Yes,
of. Yes, Dr. Mohapatra.
I just want to add 1 or 2 lines. Basically, the numerical weather prediction system is a computer-based system, and it consists of several steps. This computer-based system, as all of you know, it provides you garbage if you provide the garbage. It's garbage in, garbage out. So what we mean to say actually, the observations taken by the good observational network throughout the globe are fed into the computational system. This computational system has the capability to solve the mathematical equations which represent the current status of the atmosphere. Now once it is solved, it provides you the actual atmosphere. Therefore, actual atmospheric condition in a computer based numerical weather prediction system depends on the amount of data being fed into the systems, amount of data being observed in the regular intervals and frequent intervals, and the quality of data, etc. After that, whatever output we get, that is the prediction by the numerical prediction model for various time frames.
Okay, great. So that's basically using the computation methods and mathematics as a science, trying to be really sure, because once it is certified by a mathematical equation, we can say that we are more or less sure about what exactly we are predicting.
Yeah, then
okay,
it is not so simple. In atmosphere, the mathematics is not linear, it is a non-linear mathematics. In linear mathematics, 2 plus 2 is 4, but in atmosphere, 2 plus 2 is not equal to 4. Therefore, as you know, the non-linear mathematics is not soluble easily. The differential equations which are non-linear cannot be solved directly. So you have to apply for the polynomials, so approximations.
Okay,
therefore, for each numerical weather predictions, there will be approximations. When there is approximation, there is subject to error. So therefore, worldwide, whenever there is a meteorological forecast, it is always subject to error.
Any other questions do we have from the audience? Yes, we have one. Yes, please. Can we have the mic?
Sir,
You quick.
sir, like you said, it's not easy to predict seismic activities, right? People say that animals, dogs and all can predict, behave in a certain way when they feel that such an activity is going to happen. How, to what extent is that true, and how accurate is that?
Now, Dr. Whether this definitely seems to be slightly different in perspective, but seems to be really relevant, because if other animals in the surroundings can go ahead and do that, can we sort of try and find out a way, or is there something which is different from the science of seismology?
Yeah, actually it is said that sometimes that the animals, they behave anomalously actually. So that is actually why they are behaving like that. Maybe some sort of energy which they are getting before the earthquake, or sometime they may get some sound, micro sounds may. So those things may be there, but scientifically it has not been given any concrete step actually.
So,
lot of work has to be done actually.
No scientific basis, specific scientific basis we have as of now. Is that what you're trying to say?
Anomalous things are there actually, but how actually?
What about another very important problems which we face apart from earthquake or cyclone? Maybe one very frequent occurrence in our country is floods, isn't it? It's something which seems to have become a part of our life. There are certain areas in our country which are flood prone. It's sort of just like we have months in a calendar, January, February to December. We can almost equate that with saying that this month for this particular state or area would be flood. So is there something which IMD is doing on as far as floods is concerned, Dr. Yadav?
Yeah, we are an integral part of the flood forecasting system. Although the responsibility of issuing a typical flood warning lies with a Central Water Commission, different agency, but the input from India Meteorological Department is the paramount importance. Whether it is amount of rainfall occurring in a particular catchment area, whether it is the forecast of heavy rainfall in a particular area, the quantitative precipitation forecast, and the related warnings. So the input from India Meteorological Department is crucial for any flood warning.
One more question from my friend out there. Yeah, please.
it's question as well as an apprehension. Sometimes it is noticed that some coordination problem occurs because there are so many different departments. For example, for numerical, different for cyclone, for earthquake. So why not you people are planning to club all these departments and make an integrated single organization which will tackle all the issues related with natural disasters?
Now, Dr. Yadav, can you please answer that?
I will
because
summarize it in very
all the
little.
department heads are sitting out here of the IMD.
I will summarize in a very small one line. We are all one. We are all one, the part of India Meteorological Department. Okay, our forecast doesn't contradict. The forecast given by the Numerical Prediction Center is an input to the ultimate forecast given by the forecaster. No forecast goes to the public given by the NWP model. This is an input. We take help from NWP forecast given by the NWP model, the input from satellite division, the input from radars, the observations, and other techniques. Ultimately, the forecast issued by India Meteorological Department is one. For occurrence of rain or no occurrence of rain, occurrence of cyclone or cyclogenicity developing in the Bay of Bengal or not developing Bay of Bengal, the forecast issued by India Meteorological Department is same and is one. We are not contradicting each other.
To clear out any further doubt which my friend might have had, let me put the same question to Dr. Mohapatra as well. He heads the cyclone department. Yeah. Is there a contradiction between what you say, what Mr. Yadav's department might be saying, or what what Dr. Baidya's department might be saying, or what our man out here responsible for the numerical prediction might be saying? Is that so?
I fully agree with Mr. Yadav what he told. Actually, IMD has only one voice with respect to weather forecast and severe weather warning. These are the various inputs and coordination agencies also there every time in place. Whenever forecast is issued to the general public or the disaster managers, it is the only one voice of India Meteorological Department. Yes, there will be no coordination, there will be no contradiction among the various agencies working at headquarters or working at state level. But however, sometimes there can be contradiction by the inter-agencies. For example, if you remember during cyclone Cyclone, there was forecast from US agencies, European agencies, that the associated wind speed will be 315 kilometers per hour, causing very huge damage over Odisha. But however, IMD forecast was around 210 to 220 kilometers per hour. There was no difference of opinion about those IMD forecast within the country. Yes, there can be different.
So there can be different views from other international agencies, yes, but as far as IMD is concerned, and I'm pretty sure that all of you will agree that there is always scope for improvement. If there is an observation that there is, then there can be scope for improvement. One very important question which I wanted to ask the audience, if anyone might be interested, is does anyone believe? Yes, I have a hand out there. Yeah, please. Before I say anything. Yeah.
Hello, sir. As per Mr. Baidya said, we cannot predict the earthquakes. But my question will be for Mr. Mohapatra. So, where we stand in terms of predicting the cyclones? Where we are standing in terms of technology, in terms of predicting the cyclones as well?
Okay, very interesting. Okay. What about cyclones,
yeah,
Dr. Mohapatra?
So, if you just look at cyclone forecasting, it came into existence in India before the department came into existence. In 1864, cyclone warning started in the country with the port warning issued from Calcutta Met Office at that time. Then over the years, cyclone warning.
So I guess that port office was specifically established to generate cyclone warnings.
After cyclone 1864.
So therefore, cyclone warning has been improvised over the years, and at present, whatever you see, it is almost at par with the other centers. Recognizing the efficiency of this center, it has been recognized as a regional specialized meteorological center for North Indian Ocean, which provides the forecast and warning not only to India but also to all the member countries in the North Indian Ocean, starting from Thailand, Myanmar, Bangladesh, up to here Pakistan, Oman, Somalia, etc. So as far as efficiency is concerned, I will just take example of National Hurricane Center at USA. Usually we compare with the best, and in the world National Hurricane Center is the best. And if you compare our forecast accuracy in terms of say location forecast error of the cyclones over the Atlantic and over the North Indian Ocean, we have the error of about 124 kilometer for 24-hour forecast. When I say 24-hour forecast, that forecast issued 24 hours ahead has the accuracy level or error level of 124 kilometers. In their basin, it is about 100 kilometers. That means we are lagging behind North Atlantic, that is National Hurricane Center, by about 24 kilometers for 24-hour forecast.
So basically what we can gauge from that is that as far as cyclones are concerned, yes, we are much better placed.
Yeah.
We are moving ahead in a specific direction, and we can be sure that these things will improve with time.
Yeah.
As far as seismology is concerned, yes, there are certain scientific issues which will have to be dealt with. We are trying to find out what are the factors and the stability of those factors. Now before we bring the program to an end, yes, okay, we'll have the last question. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Garima Sharma from Mathura Road. I have a question that within a particular range of distance, like suppose 150 kilometers or 100 kilometers, we can see variation in climate and weather. So what are the technical factors which affect the climate within that short distance?
Okay, and Dr. Yadav?
Weather can change from one point to another point, not the climate. Climate is the sum average of the weather over a large area or a large long period of time, minimum 30 years. But yes, you are right. You may get rainfall over Palam airport, but no rainfall over Lodi road area, or no rainfall over
I must say that the yardstick given by her is 150 kilometers. I must say that it changes between Clont Place and Mayur Vihar in Delhi. That's the Central Delhi and East Delhi as well.
If you remember the heavy rainfall in Mumbai 2005, the rainfall at one point it was about 94 centimeter, and the rainfall about 5 kilometers away from that is only about 8 centimeter. So the rainfall is highly variable over time and space, but other parameters like temperature, the wind, they are not so variable. Of course, Palam usually has in Delhi 2 degree more temperature than the Mayur Vihar or you can say Noida.
So it all depends upon several factors, be it the amount of sunlight coming in, the amount of rain, but the other climatic conditions. So that was a very interesting discussion which we had on the Indian Meteorological Department, the science of weather, and the services which we get from our experts who are out here, be it from the field of cyclone, seismology, weather forecasting, or numerical predictions. We'll come back again with a different panel of guests, different set of experts from another field of science. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha Television.